Eyes are on the U.S. Capitol as House Democrats plan to vote tomorrow to impeach President Donald Trump following last week's riot. Now, our political correspondent Joe St. George is live for us in Washington, D.C. ahead of the vote. Joe, good morning to you. What do you anticipate happening given this tumultuous political climate?
Yeah, boy, you said that correctly, right? This tumultuous political climate indeed. Look, the reality here is that House Democrats are going to give Vice President Mike Pence basically a final ultimatum, invoke the 25th Amendment, or we're going to do what has never been done before, and that is impeach an American president for the second time in the House of Representatives tomorrow. House Democrats indicating that they have the votes. In fact, maybe one or two Republicans may join them in this effort. By now, everyone waking up knows the rules of impeachment. The House votes, but the trial has to take place in the United States Senate. Timing on that is really uncertain, and it's for a variety of reasons. One, the Senate schedule, but two, President-elect Joe Biden has a very ambitious agenda, which includes confirming his cabinet secretaries, which includes getting a COVID economic relief package ready to go so there may be more stimulus checks by the end of the month. And President-elect Biden doesn't want the impeachment trial to completely overshadow political life for the next several weeks. He wants the Senate to walk and chew gum at the same time, if you will. Whether they're capable of doing that, well, time will tell.
Yeah, certainly living in a historical period of time here in American history. Joe, we've heard threats of violence not only to our U.S. Capitol, but also to capitals across the nation. Are there any safeguards being put in place right now as we near the inauguration?
You're right. The FBI sending an urgent bulletin yesterday to governors, state officials, that, look, this is potentially beyond the United States Capitol. It's going to impact state capitals as well throughout our country. Here at the U.S. Capitol, I can talk about how life has changed, because, boy, has it changed since those horrific images of insurrection that we saw last week here. There is a giant fence surrounding the Capitol building. There are thousands of National Guardsmen and women. 10,000, in fact, are set to be here in D.C. by Saturday. I was walking around the Capitol complex last night. There are hundreds of National Guardsmen and women fortifying, securing various office buildings. That never happened before. It's starting to feel like a Capitol that you would see halfway around the world, not necessarily our United States Capitol. But the measures are in place. Here's hoping that it's enough so that what we saw last week never happens again.
Joe, we do appreciate your time here. A last question, though, before we go. On our Twitter feed here at Fox 17, you can follow that. President-elect Joe Biden's inaugural committee announcing on Monday that the theme of next week's inauguration will be America United. Now, depending on who you talk to and what we've seen play out over the weekend, obviously that's not playing out to their party plan. So what do you think the challenges our Democrats and nation as a whole will face in the coming days?
You're right. I mean, it's not like President-elect Joe Biden is able to magically on January 20th at noon, when he takes the oath of office here at the U.S. Capitol, will suddenly unite the country and that we're all going to be grabbing a guitar and singing Kumbaya. But look, the president-elect is going to try. The inaugural committee is going to try. Part of that involves getting former presidents involved. We know that as part of the inauguration, President-elect Biden, he'll be President Biden by then, will be joined by Presidents Bush, Clinton, and Obama. They'll head over to Arlington National Cemetery and lay a wreath. So there's going to be this effort to try to bring this country together, or at least return to some normal political discourse and normal political division. Remember, we're going to have debates in this country. Conservatives, progressives, we're going to debate. They're going to debate philosophically, but we just can't have violence, and we can't have what we saw last week.
Most definitely. Joe, I hate to say this, but I say it with sincerity. Stay safe in Washington, D.C.